Hello, and welcome back to our weekend vintage MTG openings, where I tape paper to mail, ramble about my stories buying and selling cards, and drink while tens to hundreds of viewers suspensefully wait for me to open vintage Magic worth anywhere from $10 to $50,000. Welcome! And today I have some pretty good stories for you, and a fun vintage item that I'll be opening. Let me take a drink real quickly. Ah, that's delicious Cicerone. Alright, so I told you about a month ago that I would be going on a buying spree. It's turned out that it's been more like a selling spree. I'm not going to go and spoil everything that I've sold, but I've sold more than $50,000 worth of cards, of all different kinds of sealed packs over the past month, when my intention has been to be buying that amount. The problem is I'm just having a hard time finding things for sale. It seems that product is not available. Now, I told you I had a big upcoming purchase where I already put down the money on the purchase and waiting for that to be mailed, and that is still the status of that. I will reveal what that is because it turns out I'm not sure that I will be getting it. So I'll start with what it is. And I'll start by saying, remember these? I opened these on camera. They are revised starter decks. I opened them on camera in a box about, I don't know, three weeks ago or so. And those came from a seller that is into bidding on and opening up storage units, and he found these decks in storage units and have sold them since. And after selling them to me, I told him, look, I'm a big purchaser. I'm going on a buying spree. I'm looking to spend money on cards. I'm happy to do a deal with you for any other cards that you have. And he responded back saying, well, I actually have 12 more revised decks and a couple of open ones as well, on top of those 12. 12 of them sealed, 2 opened, and I will be shipping those to you if you want them. And I told him, fine, I will pay up front for it. I will protect myself with PayPal GNS to make sure that, you know, you actually will ship these things, because nothing besides an agreement between us and the money has exchanged. So we went forward with that, and I purchased a large purchase from him. And he said he'd have the decks in 2 weeks, and that he would, you know, communicate with me when he had them, and would take pictures of them to send them my way. I requested that because I don't know what condition these are in. After opening up these 2 from him, they weren't in very good condition. I contemplated actually shipping them back, but I said, oh well, I'm looking to buy things anyway. Even though these 2 aren't in good condition, I can just price these a little bit lower long term. I still think they're going to go up. With the new Magic 30 announcement that's happening, I do think Revised will go down because while I don't think most power or old vintage cards will go down, I do think that the ones that are seeing the most play, where the market is partially propped up by people looking to get as cheap of official proxies as possible, right? Which is, especially with Magic 30, basically revised, or sorry, the dual lands in Magic 30 and Sol Ring, and those are also in revised, right? So specifically what makes revised so valuable is a lot of those dual lands. Those are the top price cards in the set, and therefore it doesn't include Power 9, right, in revised. So I think the Power 9 will stay up in value, potentially go up over time with the popularity of this all. This isn't a Magic 30 video. I'll have more videos about that later. But the point being, the dual lands, which revised is basically about the dual lands, I do think revised is going to go down a bit. So not that it won't ever recover. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I think it'll go down and stay down longer than all the other product that Magic 30 will impact. So the revised stuff, you know, like I said, I bought this before Magic 30. In fact, I'm still looking to get the 12 sealed decks and 2 opened from him. Problem is, It's been now over 3 weeks since I made that purchase, sent him the money, and he said it would be 2 weeks after that that he would contact me, and I haven't heard from him since, and he has since basically gone radio silent. Now, he did 2 weeks ago respond to me in a one sentence, all right, over Facebook, and said he came down with the disease. All right, you can't say it on YouTube because they pull down rankings when you say that word. But the famous disease that has caused lockdown for a long time, he has that. So I'm a person that always likes to see the good in people, even though I protect myself. I'm bumping my camera. I'm getting emotional. So I told him, look, I'm not asking you, like, focus on health. I specifically said focus on health first. I'm not asking you to go out of your way with any of this. But I would like to know the status of where we're at when you get a chance. It's been a week since then. I've pinged him a couple of times, like, hey, any news at all? And then yesterday, I pinged him saying, look, I'm going to have to start filing a complaint with PayPal to protect myself because I've been in situations like this with sellers before on other platforms where I will send them the money and they are basically trying to screw the platform out of the money, right? And I'm not a fan of that. Like, I'm happy that these, PayPal, eBay, all that will, even if the person can get the money out of the system, will refund the buyers who get screwed, even though the seller runs with the money, right? Never joins the platform again. That's what makes the fees so high on all these platforms, is the fraud that happens. And I'm slightly worried that this seller is trying to do that fraud. Regardless, I'm protected, right? Again, this as a buyer and seller, you always want to protect yourself in any kind of situation that's not necessarily dealing with a reputable person. They have, this person that's a seller has a history of some transactions that are legit, like high rated, but it's not a lengthy history. I didn't see more than a couple dozen transactions that looked good from this seller, and this is probably his biggest sold item ever, with 12 revised sealed decks, and this could be his one hit and run, So I will trust you if you show a very lengthy history of being basically in this business. Like when I deal with people, they pay me via bank wire most of the time, PayPal, friends and family, things like that, because it eliminates the transaction fees and people know they can trust me. I have the history to show it. I will take any pictures you want. I will, I will make sure you feel that I'm trustworthy and I won't screw you over. And all my history and transactions show that. I can prove it. When the seller can't prove it, protect yourself. So, this seller hasn't spoken since. I hope that they're not in the hospital right now with the sickness. So I do like to give them the benefit of the doubt. But I am worried that I'm not hearing anything at all. So I did file the resolution center ticket with PayPal to start the process of a refund, which will take a month or so, and in fact could easily be canceled if the seller actually ships the item or provides a tracking number. I don't have any tracking that there. Nothing's shipped. Nothing's even said it would be shipped. Just that he would sell it to me and have them available within 2 weeks of payment, and it's been over 3 weeks now. So we'll see what happens. I really hope I can open up all that on camera. It will be really cool. It's, my biggest purchase in the last couple months. I would really love to do that, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. And I started the process of getting my money back because after around 21 days for new sellers on PayPal, even if you don't provide a tracking number, PayPal will sometimes release the funds to you, which means after 3 weeks, it's possible that this seller could screw PayPal. And that's what I'm trying to prevent. I don't think if I file a resolution or a complaint that they would, I think they hold the funds at that point until it's all set. So I don't want I'm kind of trying to protect PayPal, right? I've done this on eBay, I've done this on TCG Player, I've done this on other platforms where you want to make sure they're not screwing over those platforms. Some people don't care, right? They don't care about the big business. And don't get me wrong, I don't think those platforms necessarily care about you, right? It is, they don't have an issue charging you a lot of fees. But part of what makes it necessary for them to charge fees is when people do this fraud. So they need to make enough money to make up for those losses. Not that I'm saying they're hurting or anything, but I just wanted to kind of let you in that story. I had a bunch of revised cards coming, and, you know, it might not be the best purchase anymore if those cards jump down in value after Magic 30, since I bought these before Magic 30. But I'll hold to my word as long as the seller will hold to their word. And we'll see where we go in the long run with that. I mean, revised decks are, you know, it's 3rd edition, right? It's right after Alpha Beta Unlimited. You know, Alpha Beta kind of being 1st edition, Unlimited being 2nd, revised is 3rd. And like I've said, 4th and 5th are some of my best-selling sets. I think 6th is about to come right around the corner here in the next decade of being like one of the most increased value products there are. But without touching into Alpha Beta Unlimited, Revised is the next core set, right? And it's the only one that's still within affordable range, right? You get into like around $20,000 when you get into the Unlimited stuff. In fact, I didn't record it before shipping, but somebody just bought an Unlimited starter deck from me for just under $20,000. So I have opened that one up on camera and shown that before. So one of those are sold. I'm actually out of Unlimited decks right now, so I'm looking to buy those. So if anyone has Unlimited sealed starter decks, I would be happy to buy them. Reach out to me, manatutormtg@gmail.com, or reach out in a comment on the YouTube channel. All right. Before I open this, I think I've done enough suspense here. I do want to say I still have not been getting enough comments and likes to grow the channel much more. Talking about Magic 30 as well as doing the Dominaria United draft stuff. 2 different audiences, I think. I kind of more think that the audience that watches these openings is a bit more loyal, and the people that I kind of enjoy hearing from a little bit more, because they're, you know, true to my heart. They usually are lovers of the game, right? But I also do really like, you know, talking to players, especially new players. I've had people reach out in comments saying I've really helped them feel comfortable going into their first draft for the weekend, you know, when a pre-release was happening. So, like, I love doing that as well. So I like hearing from both sides. Comment, like, subscribe, and with that, we can move into the actual opening. All right, done enough talking. Cheers. All right, let's dive in. All right. So in here, we have, let's see, oftentimes envelopes within an envelope. Looks like it. All right, just checking there. Okay, we got like kind of an official envelope here. Kind of cool. And inside, you'll see the tip of a booster pack. What pack is it? Can you tell? Can you tell? Just with that letter there? What about here? What about here? Can you tell from the picture? We have a Urza's Legacy booster pack. So I place a purchase for that. A little bit scrunched up here, but not bad condition. Yeah, and these, I love buying Urza's block, guys. I mean, anytime I can get my hands on some Saga, some Legacy, some Destiny. We actually have, I'll link to this video. I sold to Bad Boy Gaming, Joey Moss, his channel, a box of Urza's Legacy and a box of Urza's Destiny. So I'll link to both of those. I'll put Urza's Legacy here, and I'll put Urza's Destiny here. And yeah, those were my boxes that I sold him. He gave me a shout out on both those videos. It's funny to hear. So I buy from reputable sources, and I know the boxes are legit. And you know, Joey, I mean, he grew up playing Magic, right? But he didn't buy all this old vintage product way back in the day. He's been buying them more recently and opening up on his channel, and he's done a great job with the channel. If you haven't checked him out, go subscribe to his Bad Boy Gaming channel. Really good channel. He does a lot of openings. He does a lot of the newer product, but he occasionally opens up his like Patreon to box breaks of the old vintage stuff. And I'm one of his suppliers for those, as I frankly have, you know, basically the most affordable vintage on the market. And he he's, you know, he knows I'm legit. He called down the people in the comments that were saying, "Oh, this is probably repacked by the seller," because back in the day, so Urza's Legacy was the first set that had foils. All right, and there were, I think, something like 3 to 5 foils in the whole box, and they just made it completely random back in the day. I don't know if it says it on the packs, but they say them on the boxes. And I should actually, maybe I can bring out sometime in the from my vault the Urza's Legacy box. On there it says, it doesn't look like it has it here. They talk about the rarity of the foils and, you know, how often you're expected to hit one. And nowadays they collate the printings so that you're, you know, guaranteed so many, like, you know, when they did extra foils, they did extra, like 1 extra foil per box, right? They like guaranteed a certain amount of like premium cards in each offering, each pack, each box, whatever. And back then they did not. They just, your chances of hitting a foil were foil common like 1 in 30 or something, foil uncommon 1 in 50, foil rare like 1 in 100 or something like that, right? So at 1 in 100, you're not likely to get a foil rare in your entire box of 36 packs, right? So it didn't have a foil rare, I think, in it, although it had 2 of the most expensive cards that were not foil, or the most expensive card in the set, and 2 of them. But then people, because, you know, he quite frankly said, oh, like, he was opening up, he didn't open the foil rare. It must be in the very back of the pack, right? It must be, like, loaded with foils at the end. Alright, we're back. My battery ran out. I rambled on for longer than I expected, so I had to switch up the batteries. But I was saying, on Joey's opening, let's see if we can get this in focus here. Oh. There we go. Anyway, I'll put that down. I'm going to be doing some editing here. On Joey's opening, towards the end, you know, he would say, oh, we must be loaded with foils because we haven't opened a whole lot of foils. Well, it just so happened that that box did not have a ton of foils. And then a couple people in the comments, you know, said, oh, it must have been repacked by the seller. It's just funny to see what people say. People don't trust. Everyone's doing repacks. Everything on the market is fake. Just not true. Anyways, they did open up, in the Urza's Destiny, they opened up more than half of the top 10 rares, and some of them got duplicates, and then in Urza's Legacy, they opened up, like, I think it was like 9 out of 10 of the top rares, and the top one hit multiples, and I think another one hit multiples within that top 10. So it was still a really good box opening, and I do appreciate the people that come and say, yeah, sure, the seller really repacked and left 2 of the best rare in there. Anyway, I guess I'm just rambling now. Go check that out, though. He has a great channel. The openings of the Urza's block is always awesome to see. He even did an Urza Saga one. I didn't sell him that one. I do know the guy. I'm friends with the guy who helped kind of, I don't know, teach me how to do this as a hobby and make money off of this. So check that video out as well. I'll give a link to that as well. I think that's all for today. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll have more interesting Magic 30 videos as the topic still seems to be hot. And I want to provide a little bit more of the different reasons that people love or hate that product. And it's really interesting how You know, everyone gets a little bit of something from that product. But nobody gets everything, and everybody hates it because of that. And there's legit reasons to hate it. So go ahead, whoever, whenever I talk about Magic 30 puts the thumbs down, go for that. I appreciate the engagement. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Love ya. Bye-bye.